Hi there. My name is Ing Vinning. I'm an outsider and I write for other outsiders. I'm pagan, pansexual, polyamorous, neo-socialist, environmentalist, gifted, mentally ill, vegetarian, feminist, a night owl, kind of all around non-mainstream. Long and short of it is kind of, if you're a progressive intellectual outsider, there's a decent chance that you would like my work. And if you want to know more about how my status as an outsider affects my work, there's a video about that on my main Patreon page. This video is a little bit more about my journey right now and my current projects. So where I am right now is that I'm doing my dream job. Like, I was born to be a writer and a content creator. I love doing it. I believe in my work, and I think it has the potential to change the world. But I need to form connections with fans. Now, they are not in the majority, obviously, but I think they're out there, and I think that there are enough of them, if they could connect with my work, that they'd want to support me. And that would be awesome, because right now I'm on disability and it keeps me pretty well below the poverty line. If I could get up a few $1,000s above the poverty line, I would be set. I would be really happy and I could earn a living doing what I love. So I hope that you will want to support me in doing that. And to further that end, I want to talk to you a little bit about some of my past and present projects. So if you're not sure whether or not you'd like my work, that's cool. I've got some free stuff out there for you to try. There's a sampler of my work that I've published. It's called Eclecticon, volume 913 and a third. And it's a general free sampler of my work because I write very eclectically in lots of different genres and styles. So this has short stories, poetry, novel excerpt, essays, a lot of different stuff to help you decide if you'd like what I write. Also, I have a series out, or part of a series out, called Wheel of the Year. So this is a series of 9 portal fantasy novels featuring pagan protagonists, and they face oppressive monotheist societies and governments on 2 different worlds. The first 5 novels have been published, and the last 4 are still forthcoming. Right now, though, I can't publish the last 4 unless I can earn a little bit of money for cover design and other publication-related expenses. However, the first volume is free. It's not free on Amazon, but if you go to my website and you sign up for my mailing list, you will get a free copy of the novel through BookFunnel. Give it a try. If you don't want to stay on my mailing list, that's fine. You can go 3 seconds later, right after you've downloaded the book, and go off my mailing list if that's what you want. It's just a way to get people to this free novel if they want to check it out. Some other things that I've already published. Lexical Numerals, that is a collection of my early poetry. And one of the things that I would like to do, if I can get sponsorship for it, is to do an audiobook of me reading these poems. So that's definitely something that you could be credited with on the acknowledgments page if you want to support my work. Sources. I would say at this point in time, I think it's my favorite book that I've published. It is an eclectic short story collection of mostly retellings. Most of the stories in it are retellings. A lot of the retellings bring elements together from more than one source. So, for instance, there's a story in there that brings elements from the Magic Flute, Mozart's Magic Flute, the Zauberflöte, and 2 Brothers Grimm stories. But it's set in World War II Germany, and one of the main characters is an opium addict. There is a tale of allegedly ethical murder in that book. There's a Sleepy Hollow retelling. There is a story that brings together the Slenderman archetype with the Moses archetype. And there's a lot more. There's 17 different stories in there, 15 main stories, and a couple of stories in the appendix. And eventually, I think that this will be part of a series of retellings. The other books will probably be called Bedrock and Tributaries. In fact, I already have an idea for the cover design of both of them. And if you want to be someone who sponsors me, then one of the things that you can do is suggest different stories and tales, other sources that I could retell. And that would definitely be a way that you could be a part of that work, as well as being acknowledged if you want to become a patron. Now, I also have some ongoing projects and upcoming projects, so let me tell you about those. One of them is the Chronicles of Duel. This is a trilogy of fantasy novels which is perfect for people who hate capitalism and its effects on government and social relationships. It has elements of sword and sorcery or epic fantasy. There's magic, there are some combats, there are monsters, but it's a little bit more of an introspective fantasy novel than you would typically see. And I am 2 sections away from being finished with the draft of this trilogy. So pretty soon I'm going to go back. I'm going to start editing, doing formatting, everything, trying to get it out there. I need help in terms of raising money for cover design, other publication-related expenses, money for advertising to let people know about it. And if you want to support this project, then you will be one of the first people to read the first chapter. You'll get to read it before anybody else, and I will thank you on the acknowledgments page of all the books in the trilogy. Puddles with Wings, that's a collection of poetry, another collection of poetry that I am almost finished with. I do have a cover. It's from Meeble Art, which is this awesome cover design firm that has done all of my covers so far. I really love them. And I just need to do some formatting. All the editing is done. It's ready to go out. Most of these poems come from my experience with NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. My local chapter is the Hope Center, and I volunteer there, and I attended for a long time a group called Poetry and Music there, and that inspired most of the poems in this volume. Between Hospitals, this is another eclectic collection of short stories. These are all earlier stories, and I just need to edit these and raise money for cover design and some related publication and advertising expenses, and I will be ready to go on those short stories. I also have going on right now some YouTube channels. So I have just kind of a main YouTube channel, which is for me to just post videos about what I'm thinking about. I post pretty rarely on that, and it doesn't really have a theme that unites all the posts. It's just things I'm thinking about. I may move or start doing some of that content on Patreon. We'll see. But I have 2 YouTube channels that have specific themes. So there is Conscious Mosaic, and that is my YouTube channel for analyzing important works of the arts. So, music, literature, film and video, games, visual arts, things like that. Some videos that I've already posted there. I have an analysis of Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog as a critique of two-party political systems. I have a post on DuckTales and what it reveals about Disney's corrupt worldview. I have a video on Sondheim's No One Is Alone from Into the Woods as a commentary on ethics. I have an analysis of Langston Hughes' poem Harlem, or A Dream Deferred, and I talk about Black Lives Matter and systemic racism in that post. I have a post about doomed utilitarianism in the Candy Cadet stories of Five Nights at Freddy's 6, which is the pizzeria simulator game. I have an interview with Alex McVeigh about The Fallen. I have a video about how Slenderman personifies our fears of capitalism. I have a post on I Won't Tell You by Lacuna Coil, the song and the music video, about the movie Frailty as a study of fundamentalist religious propaganda, about Peter Rabbit opposing emotions and scarcity of resources. I have 2 posts now. I did one on Evanescence's Everybody's Fool and the video and the song, and then I had someone come along and request that I also analyze The Game Is Over, so that's my most recent video, analyzes The Game Is Over. I have a video on Tiger King and uncertain boundaries between reality and storytelling. Post on the game Gone Home and what it says about LGBT plus issues in the private sphere. And a general post called The Rise of Random, which is about eclecticism as a really important mode for the arts in our day and age. Some upcoming posts, I'm probably going to be talking about The Office, about the movie Arrival, and, oh my gosh, my ringtone, Batman, just went off, and guess what? Pretty soon, I will be doing a post that I'm going to call Nerdy Friends Discuss Batman. And me and some of my friends are going to sit around and talk about the Batman mythos, so perfect music for that. And my other YouTube channel is Challenger. It is a self-improvement channel. It's brand spanking new. I just started it this week. And every week I will issue a challenge related to a monthly theme. So the theme for this month is empathy. And every week I will be offering a challenge to help people develop empathy. This week it's a volunteering challenge, and then there will be other ones. And as far as future topics on that channel, future monthly themes, there's going to be nutrition, exercise, parenting, reading, meditation, lots and lots of other stuff. So if I can just get subscribers and supporters for that channel, I really feel like I can do a lot of good with it. And then my next major project, now that I'm getting near the end of the Chronicles of Duel project, is going to be a musical collaboration. I don't have a title for it yet. But it will be a full-length musical, opera, or album. It's going to have music by Patrick Brown, who is amazingly talented. Back in 2011, we wrote a short opera together. It's only about 20-25 minutes, but it's called Family History. It was amazing to work with him on that. It was performed by the Helianthus Contemporary Ensemble at the University of Lawrence back then, and we have been excited to do another project since then, and I'm it's going to be awesome to do a long-term project with him, a larger piece of music. I've already got plans for that. If anyone ends up reading the Chronicles of Duel, one of the characters from Duel is going to be appearing in this musical collaboration. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet, but if you decide to become a patron, then you'll know before anybody else. And then I've got lots of other projects in mind. If you look at my website, there's a list under the section that's my work. There's a list of other projects that are upcoming. There's an erotica project. There are a couple of basically faux memoirs. There are fictional pieces that are maybe based on events in my life, but they aren't just straight out memoirs. They aren't straight out creative nonfiction, but they're done in that style. There are just lots of other stuff. Like I said, there's going to be more volumes of retellings coming out. There's a lot of other stuff upcoming. There's essays for pagans. There is a listing there about a book that's more about the art. So at some point I may take the content of some of the essays on my Conscious Mosaic page and put those into a book. Anyway, there are a lot of other projects upcoming. I love to write. I love to work on creative projects. I keep myself very busy doing that. And if I can just find some people to support me, there's more and more I can do, more that I can create, more that I can share with the world. So please consider signing on for this journey and have a fantastic day.